Tonight, the president, the nation, and families are reacting to a CBS News Washington Post investigation into the nation's opioid pill crisis.
And since that report first aired on 60 Minutes last night, we have been flooded with comments and questions from our viewers.
So News 6 investigator Mike Holfeld looked into the report's claims and talked with a couple who tragically know how deadly the opioid crisis is.
It's a very sad state of affairs.
Jonathan Novak, a former member of the DEA's legal team, says a seemingly well-intentioned congressional bill to make pain meds available to patients who need it instead created legislation that essentially stops drug enforcement agents from doing their job.
I would say it makes it nearly impossible.
This 2015 Justice Department memo obtained by 60 Minutes supports that argument, saying in part that it could actually result in increased diversion, abuse, and public health and safety consequences.
They're toothless. I don't know how they stop this now.
That's because the congressional measure introduced by Marino of Pennsylvania and Blackburn of Tennessee, in his view, stripped the DEA of its authority to immediately freeze suspicious shipments of prescription narcotics. Joe Ranazizi used to run the DEA's diversion control team.
The only thing I can think of that would immediately harm is to take the authority away from the investigative agency that is trying to enforce the Controlled Substances Act and the regulations implemented under the Act. And that's what this bill did.
Hearing my wife scream at 6:30 in the morning, Thad, wake up, Thad, wake up.
Todd and Doris Berkey's 22-year-old son Thaddeus was addicted to painkillers. He turned to heroin and died from an overdose last year.
I would like to have Trump's ear and ask him to talk to Congress, to the Senate, and to reverse that bill.
If there are things that are hindering the war on drugs, then it needs to stop.
So is there really a link between this new law and opioids getting into our town? Well, we'll leave you with this. The DEA has not issued a suspension against opioid distributors in nearly 2 years. From the newsroom, Mike Holfeld, News 6.
Tonight, President Trump is vowing to, quote, look into the 60 Minutes report, especially the role Congressman Tom Marino of Pennsylvania played.
Representative Marino is the president's nominee to be the White House drug czar. Now, to keep up with our extensive News 6 coverage of the opioid crisis and share your stories at clickorlando.com/opioidnation.